All right, well, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for attending Transit Matters today, February 14th, 2023. We're going to start things off with a safety message by John. And John, do you just want to run through this, the driver's update and the snow maps?
So the safety message was just about making sure that you're prepared for things to not go exactly right, because frequently things don't go exactly right. And if we dress well for the weather that we're going to be in, then we're safer. Another reminder is, right now it seems like we might be losing all of our snowbanks, but when we have snowbanks, we want to encourage everyone to make sure that they're finding an open spot in the side of the roadway to wait for the bus. Walk forward or backward up and down the route and find a spot that's not going to have you step over a snowbank. We thankfully haven't had any issues in a long time, but having someone accidentally slide down that snowbank into traffic is really dangerous. So we want to avoid that whenever possible. Sorry about that, Nick. Thank you. As long as I'm standing here, we have a couple of updates. We have a new driver. His name is Ahmad, but he goes by Al, and he's working on getting his CDL license. And we had hired a dispatcher, Sean, but it seems like that's not going to work out. So we are once again hiring for dispatcher as well as CDL and non-CDL drivers. We have a $5,000 sign-on bonus available right now if we get a CDL driver who shows up and wants to work. And yeah, we'd love to add a couple more staff and try to get back to running more of these routes.
And then, John, do you just want to quickly just talk about the snow stage maps, or do you want me to just?
No, I can definitely quickly talk about that.
Okay.
So, a quick history lesson. The snow stage maps were a response to the way that we used to run service, which was to try to run everything all the time. And we would frequently get stuck in the same handful of places, especially commercial properties tend to have a little bit longer and slower plowing schedule. And so we would turn into some of these places and get the buses stuck. And snow day operations were a constant struggle of going and digging out buses. So we implemented these maps that kind of allow us to constrict our routes a little bit and not go into some of our higher risk areas, but until we can at least assess them for their passability. So snow stage 1 is our least impacted service, and it just takes us off of a few of our most at-risk areas. And then snow stage 2 is the stage that we would use if we were expecting to have ongoing weather conditions throughout the course of a day. And you can see by the map that the routes are significantly smaller, pushed onto more main thoroughfares where DPW tends to be plowing more frequently in heavy snow events. And then the last stage that we don't really list here is just that if we're getting more than an inch of snow an hour, we will curtail operations and we'll sit and wait for plows to get a chance to catch back up, because DPW has indicated to us that snowfall rates of more than an inch an hour exceed their ability to keep up with plowing.
All righty. Thank you, John.
Okay.
All right. So I'm now just going to briefly talk about the December survey results. So just to catch everybody back up to speed, last year in December, we ran one of our biannual surveys for the month of December from the 1st to the 31st. These are some of the highlights. So altogether, we got 91 responses, which is absolutely amazing, is more than double from last time, which I believe is like 40 or 41. So we want to thank everybody for your participation, and we hope we'll continue to get this many responses for surveys in the future. So some of the interesting highlights for that: 39% of respondents are 60 or older, 85% of respondents take the bus to get to work, and 74% of respondents ride 3 or more days a week. 52% of the 74% ride 5 or more days per week. So a lot of people are riding, which is excellent to see. And our most popular routes were the 2A, 6A, and 2, all of which were a little more than over half of respondents would ride these routes. Some popular feedback that we got, most desired service extensions were Hudson, the Manchester Boston Regional Airport, and Merrimack. A lot of riders also expressed interest in NTS extending service to Sundays, keeping the waiting area open longer, and installing Wi-Fi on board the buses. And we also just want to congratulate our prize winners. For the December survey, we gave out 2 different prizes. We gave out a 1-month pass, and we also gave out a $25 Visa gift card. So congratulations to Leanne for winning the monthly pass, and congratulations to Andrew for winning the gift card. All right, Camille, would you like to talk about the DVE program?
Thank you. The DVE program that NTS has is in accordance with the regulations of the U.S. Department of Transportation, 49 CFR Part 26. There is a policy statement where NTS ensures that DVEs have an equal opportunity to receive and participate in DOT-assisted contracts. Next slide. The qualifications for a person that is considered a DVE or disadvantaged business is the following. All of this information may be found on the New Hampshire DOT website for the DVE program. I'm just going to do a quick overview of this information, and then anyone that is interested in this program may contact me, Camille Correa, directly, or the DVE program. In order to qualify as a DVE, all companies must meet the following requirements. You must own a business or company and be a principal and have a principal office in New Hampshire. For out-of-state businesses, you have to visit the website. The owner must be a member of a socially and economically disadvantaged group, or citizens of the United States, and or lawfully admitted permanent residents. At least 51% of the business must be owned by one or more individuals who are considered members of a socially and economically disadvantaged group, hence the name DBE, or Disadvantaged Business Enterprise. Next slide. Additional requirements: the disadvantaged business owner must control the company's management and daily operations. The owner must have a personal net worth that cannot exceed $1,320,000, excluding ownership interest in the firm and the equity in his or her primary residence. The company must meet the Small Business Administration size standards for requirements and must not exceed 26.29 million in gross annual receipts for DVEs. Visit Small Business Administration for more information. Next slide. The DVE process is very simple. For anyone that falls under the requirements of this program, they may contact me, Camille Correa, or the New Hampshire DVE program for more information by visiting the website or by calling 603-271-3734. Nick, will you please click on the link to the website? This website has all the information you want to know about any DOT program, including the DVE program, the benefits, the requirements, the certification process, and how to apply. They've made it easy as possible for anyone interested in applying to become a DVE. The benefit of this program is this allows for any business that falls under these requirements to have contracting opportunities with the Department of Transportation. Some of you may have heard of women-owned businesses or underutilized businesses. This is an additional certification that allows for businesses to contract directly with the Department of Transportation. And that would be not only in New Hampshire, but in other states as well. Looking at this just in general, you can see that all the information is to the left. And also all of the information, including all the links to the DBE directory, if you ever wanted to find a disadvantaged business to do business with. Every single business in New Hampshire that has the DBE certification may be found in that directory. Thank you, Nick.
Thank you, Camille. And then next up, we have a recap of our temporary service changes, which went into effect on January 23rd. Camille, do you want to go over the changes quickly?
Thank you. Starting with the overview of the changes. As of January 23rd, there were changes to the Monday through Friday service. And then as of January 28th, there were changes to the Saturday service. Monday through Friday, routes 2, 3, 5, and Central, which is a night route, have been temporarily suspended through March 27th of 2023. All other routes will run as normally scheduled. And also there is no on-demand van service. On Saturdays, all the routes have been suspended. There's a brand new service that I'll go over in just a moment. It's 3 new routes that replaced all of the service that was suspended. And there is also no night service past 6 o'clock p.m. Next slide. Why the temporary changes? Currently, NTS does not have enough staff to cover all of our fixed route services. Nationwide, there's a driver shortage. It plays a key role in the struggles. It affects other transit agencies. It affects trucking companies. Anyone who's been to the store recently, you may go to buy a particular item and it's not there on the shelf, or there's very few items. So this is a nationwide shortage. Yeah, and it's not just local. So hopefully the federal government has something in mind to work with communities to be able, and also with states to be able to provide more access for CDL drivers. The city is actively working to address these shortages. And in response to the driver shortage, NTS is temporarily cutting back, and it will allow for us to be more reliable and predictable with the limited staffing. We don't want people to walk out to a bus stop and find out, oh my goodness, there's no route today, and you didn't know that, a few days ago. So this has allowed for us to be more reliable, and then we can help people to find an alternate route that they may not have known of because they rode the 6 or the 6A, but they've never rode the other one, or vice versa.
Camelia, can't they, remember the night service, the North would go into the National Mall and head back downtown. They used to do that, just have 2 buses.
Right.
Well, I don't know why they have a National Mall one that night anyway. Can't they just combine it into one, like when they first started it?
I think that's a great thing to talk about. And if you don't mind, we'll talk about this just a moment, and Lori can address that. Lori's on board with us today online, and she can talk about that. Great comment, and I'll get right back to you, okay?
Okay, I'm just giving some ideas to help the service out better for the people.
I appreciate that. Next slide, please. Monday through Friday changes. The changes have been in effect since January 23rd. It affects the 2. You continue to use the 2A. It affects the 3 and the 5. For route 3, you can use the 1 and 7. For the route 5, the 12 continues. The night service, the Central route, is not operating. There is no other route at the moment for the National Mall at night. And that's something to be considered for the future. And then also there's no on-demand van service at the moment. Next slide. For the Saturday changes, they've been in effect since January 28th. And the services that are affected are all the regularly scheduled routes. The new routes are Saturday North End from 9 to 6, Saturday Central area from 9 to 4, and Saturday South End from 9 to 6. The Saturday North End, similar to the North route, runs from 9 to 6, but it does not go to Walmart, Petco, or Lowe's. Next slide. The Saturday Central area, similar to the Central route, and it runs from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Next slide. Saturday South End, is shown and is similar to the south route, Route 6, and it runs from 9 to 6 p.m. You can see here all of the routes in one place and all of the schedules.
This map is also available on the Saturday Ride Guides, which can be found at the Transit Center. So in case any of you need a copy, like a physical copy of this map, you can get it at the ticket window or on one of the tables in the waiting area.
Okay, great. And I did bring a few copies with me, just in case somebody would like to have a copy of that. Okay. Future bus stop changes. Some of the bus stops may be modified in the future. We want the public to know about it and provide public comment. For Somerset Plaza, there's 2 stops. There's one near the Market Basket, and there's one just a little bit further up at the Hobby Lobby. We recommend removing the Hobby Lobby so that people are not confused as to which bus stop to stop at. For exit 8, Park and Ride, the bus stop will be on call only. And for Nashua High North, the recommendation is to move it to Broad Street right before the roundabout, eastbound lane. And the reason being is because the bus is getting stuck behind the school traffic and the bus stop is actually on the school property. Whereas for the South High School, the stop is near the school, but not on school property. We are here to help. We did have an outreach meeting just a couple of weeks ago where we had people in the room that we were able to help. If someone has any questions as to what route is available, I would like to go to this place, I'm not sure which bus route to take. We do have the information online. You could give us a call at 603-880-0100. We have the TTY as well, which is 711. And an NTS representative will be gladly to assist you and answer any of the questions. There's also an alternate way of contacting us, which is online at ntsfeedback@nashuanh.gov, or send a message through the form center located on the website ridebigblue.com. And this will open up an opportunity for people to ask questions. And Paul, I know you wanted to mention about the route, and if you would like, Lori can give you some
Well, I'm
feedback.
saying people need the service, and I'm suggesting an idea, because when the night service started in 2004, we had ran 2 buses at night, north and south, because the north will go into the National Mall, go around Chunky's, make the rope, go around and go back on the highway and come back. I don't know why we need another bus at night like that. We can combine it into 2 buses.
Lori, would you please address Paul?
Oh, sure. I am looking into that. The thing is, in 2008, the North Service did not do French Hill, nor did it do the Park and Ride, which it does now. So that takes extra time than it did previously in 2008. Never mind, the traffic is different than that as well. So we would look at trying to see if we could incorporate going down to the National Mall and in and be able to make it on time. So we just haven't gone to driving it yet.
Well, another question I'm gonna ask, but before the COVID had hit in 2019, I always used to take the bus to go to work, to go north, to go downtown. It was always an early run. Was that ever gonna come back, or we're gonna keep it after 7 o'clock? Because my boss has been taking me to work. So, and I know on once, I always had an early run going north all the time. Was it a reason? One comes down, the 6A goes down at 6:10, and the other one goes down at 7. Why do we have it on that side like that? Can we just access to, or is there a reason for that? I just want to know.
The reason for not having the earlier runs is, unfortunately, it was not high in ridership, and we had to look at the time with COVID, just making it a single 6 o'clock, 6:30 type run, and have remained with that.
Is it ever gonna go back where it was before, or it's never gonna go back because of all this had hit? Because we didn't expect this to hit like this the way it did. National wasn't, I don't know, There's a reason for that. I don't know.
Yeah, I can't answer whether that would come back.
Well, I think this virus really hurt the city pretty bad. I think people rely on that. I don't know.
We will definitely take your comments into consideration. We'll make
Well,
sure that
because,
they're.
you know, I rode the bus for years. For years.
Mhm.
Because in '84, when I started taking the bus, there was always a 1 after 6 going north. But all the people would take it back then. And after this thing hit, it really hurt everybody. I don't know.
Then now it's the.
So it's this way now, and people need it to get to work.
Yes, understood. And we
But-
appreciate your feedback, definitely.
I don't know, if
Starting
something
with-
can be done about it. I don't know.
Paul,
Bless you.
with the changes that we have right now, Nick, go one slide forward.
Yeah. Is
Do
it
you
gonna
have
stay
any-
like this, or eventually it's gonna get better as time goes by?
Right now, these are the changes that we have.
Yeah.
And until we hire drivers, we
Yeah.
can't make any other
It's
changes.
not making a change to get people coming in. I know it's very hard to hire people in the world today. People don't wanna go to work. and I don't know why. It's a matter
So-
of the community. I don't know. It's the way it is now.
So Paul, starting with this.
Yeah.
Does anyone have any comments about the Monday through Friday or the Saturday routes? Like how to get to Dartmouth? Or how to get to other locations? Go ahead, Maria.
Well, I'm wondering why on Saturday, the north and the south run till 6 o'clock when the central link runs till 4.
At the number of hours we have for drivers available. That's why at the moment.
And the other thing too is the Saturday route. On the central, there's a lot of people that have walkers, rollators.
Oh,
And they have the paratransit buses, a lot of them, because the bus drivers don't have the other
mhm.
CDL or whatever it is. And it's very difficult to get on the bus, and if there's too many people with walkers, which a lot of them don't need them, but they have them. Then you have to wait till the next one, and you know, it's pretty hard because now that it's limited time. So I'm wondering if we can just have the big buses on Saturday and none of the small, the paratransit.
If you're on the platform and you're unable to access the bus, give the office a call. Because they can,
I usually get it at where I live, and that's when they come from Market, Charles, thank you.
coming back from Sauce.
Yeah, there's a lot of people on that.
Is that the south route or the central? Oh,
Central.
the central route?
Yeah,
Okay.
you know. And also, I don't know if it was reported, but on the central bus, I got on it, what day was it? Monday or Friday? The handbar, the two handbars, when you step up,
Mhm.
the one on the left was off the,
No, I'm not familiar with that. It may have been written up, but I could definitely look into
yeah,
it.
because it's pretty dangerous.
You said you're on the central on a week. Were you on the south bus coming up?
No, I was on the central.
South, forgot it.
The central doesn't run during the week anymore.
Well, then it was Saturday.
Yeah.
I don't remember what day it was. All I know
And
is that,
about what time?
about 1 o'clock and, what's her name? Joanne was driving.
Oh, okay, so it was a smaller bus.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
paratransit.
Okay, gotcha.
I couldn't see the number though. There was no number, so,
Okay, I'll check it
you
out.
know, it's kind of dangerous. I warned someone else because I know they're gonna use the rail. And they said, yeah, we noticed that.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, thank you for letting me know.
Okay.
So we'll make sure that that's written down
Yeah,
and that.
yeah.
Thank you. Does anybody else? Do you have any
I
questions about
don't
the?
know. I'm good. I mean, I'm not working a different thing. I'm thinking for myself. It's, and I understand. I mean, you don't have the bus drivers, so you can't make a change until you get an idea, like somebody. They get a couple of people, yeah. I think it's gonna be more than that before they can base.
Put everything back.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Go back to reality.
Well, that's a long time. You're looking at a long time
But
before
this
what
thing-
you're.
We expect this thing to hit the way it did and ruin everything
Yeah.
here.
Well, first it's the COVID business and now it's not enough.
Well,
So even if
people-
they hit, right, there's a long time before.
I know, the government keeps giving money for them to stay home, not to work, and it's hard on everybody.
Well,
But thank you all for the feedback in regards to that.
I know.
Sir, do you
you're
have
gonna
any
Give
feedback?
ideas here.
John,
John, do you have any feedback? Okay. Anybody online want to provide any feedback or questions? in regards to the route? Thank you for joining us today. Our next meeting for Transit Matters is on April 11th, 2023 at 3:00 p.m. You can contact us by phone at 603-880-0100. The website at rideBigBlue.com, by Facebook and Instagram. Please sign up and for alerts at rideBigBlue.com, by email or by text. And we appreciate you riding. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next time. We're on the bus.
Okay.